And finally, an etude for two drums. Now let me go through some of the basics and give you some practice suggestions before I perform the etude for you. First, it's important that you have multiple surfaces, two drums, okay? I have here a snare drum that's high-pitched on my right, I've got turned on, and a snare drum that's low-pitched on my left that I've got turned off. You can play this etude on any surface. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be two suspended cymbals. You could play it on two tom-toms, on two timpani. The techniques that you're learning here will apply across a lot of different percussion instruments. So experiment. Once you have it worked up on two different drums, go to two different xylophone notes and see if you can go back and forth between those. Okay? The sky's the limit for how you can apply this etude. Now, let's go through some of the other basics. Want to make sure that my high-pitched drum is on the right, low-pitched on the left. I want to sit in the middle of the two drums, so I'm not on one side or the other. As I'm moving between the drums, I want to make sure that I have that perfect grip and hand position, and I'm just rotating my forearms, not rotating my upper body. Also not turning my hand side to side. Okay, you're going to notice right away when you look at the first measure that this incorporates paradiddles without accents. This is a little bit different than a rudimental etude. So first things first, let's work on our paradiddles without accents. Now we learned how to do that in lesson number 1, so now it's just a matter of getting faster at doing those paradiddles. So I recommend spending a little bit of time playing it on one drum just to get that sticking and listen to the sound so that you can create even sounding strokes. Be careful not to revert to playing rudimental paradiddles. Okay, we actually do that in the last couple of measures, but first things first. Now, to get used to moving back and forth between the drums using unaccented paradiddles, let's start with a right-handed paradiddle on the top drum, ending in the left hand on the bottom. What I'm focusing here is playing in the center of this drum and the center of that drum. I want my left hand to stay very relaxed as I move. Once you have that down, do it the opposite. Making sure that every stroke sounds exactly the same. Once we have the right hand to the bottom and the left hand to the top, then just go back and forth playing unaccented paradiddles. And then speed it up. Okay, depends on how fast you can play that. There is how fast you can take the entire etude. I don't really encourage you to rush the tempo because the last thing I want you to do is to look like you're all tense and to play really bad sounds. That is not what we're going for here, so stay relaxed. Now, after we've worked that up all the way through, then decide on the tempo that you're able to play at and then set your metronome at that tempo. I'm going to perform the etude for you at 100 beats per minute. Watch how my sticks are consistently playing in the center of each head. Listen to the sound that I create. Here is the two-drum etude on Rudimental Test 2. don't have to take it that fast. If you can't play your paradiddles relaxed at that speed, then go slower. Eventually, have to be honest with you, I wrote this etude to go much faster because it's a lot of fun to be able to go. But that might take some time, so work on it at the speed that you can do it perfectly. Okay, there it is, graduation test 2. If we have mastered our techniques and rudiments, our reading, our rudimental etude, and this 2-drum etude, you have checked off the first half of the book. Now you're ready to go on to lesson number 11.